Hi, I'm Sensei Cody.
And I'm Sensei Seb. Welcome to the
Home Show Dojo.
Welcome back, everybody, to your fourth class of the Home Show Dojo. So today, Advanced Belts, we're going to go over our warm-up, then some review, and then we're going to break down a few techniques for our technical portion. So for now, we're going to get the body nice and loose and get it warmed up before we get into some crazy exercises I got for you guys. So following my lead, we're going to go for a nice light jog. So jogging on the spot. We're going to change it up in a couple seconds, but for now, still jogging nice and light. And we're going to switch it to high knees now. Good. And now bum kickers. Heels coming up. Heels coming up. Good. And now we're going to go just bouncing on 2 feet. Little hops. And now we're going to go side to side. And forward and back. And now 1 foot hops. And switch it to the other side. Good, and time. Very nice. Okay, I need you guys to go 1 hand up. Other leg's gonna be doing the swing. So we're gonna keep that leg straight, swing it up nice and high. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 1 more, 10. Good, and switch to the other side. And comes up, and swing that leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good, okay, we have 1 more round of jogging. So we're gonna start jogging on the spot. We're gonna go through that same rotation again. Nice and light jogging to start. And now we go to high knees. Use those arms for momentum, guys, keep it up. Get those knees all the way up. And now bum kickers. And now 2 feet hops. Switch it to side, and forward and back. Almost done. And now 1 foot. Stay on the ball of the foot. And switch to the other foot. Good, and time. Awesome. Now feet double shoulder width apart. We're going to get those hips from side to side, get in that big hamstring stretch. From here, drop it all the way down. Hold for 1, 2, switch to the other side. 1, 2, and let's keep switching. 1, 2, to the other side. 1, 2, 2 more. 1, 2, last one. 1 and 2, very good. All right, so today, guys, we're gonna be doing a level up warm up, meaning we're gonna start off with a basic exercise and then we're gonna take it up a level. So it's gonna be more challenging, more complex, but that's part of the fun. You gotta challenge yourself every once in a while to get out of that comfort zone and to get better and to get faster and to get stronger. So first one, we're just gonna go for 15 regular squats and then we're gonna go for a cool variation after. So squat position, hands up. On my count, 15 squats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, and last one, 5. Very good. Okay, now to take that up a notch, we're going to start on our knees. 2 levels, okay? Level 1, meaning it's going to be a little bit easier. You're going to step 1, 2, stay low, and then go for a jump squat. And then come back down to your knees. So it's going to be foot, foot, jump, knee, knee, and then all the way back down. Okay, now the level 2, so the even harder version or the more challenging version, it's all about explosiveness. So what you're gonna do from your knees, you can use your arms to get a little bit of momentum. Your arms are gonna come back and you're gonna go up to your feet and then jump from there. Here, and then jump, and then come back down. So we're gonna go for 5 of those. I want you guys to try the level that's best for you. Try number 2. If it's too much, then you go down to number 1. All right, on my count, I'm gonna show you guys number 2, and you guys can choose which one. On my count, ready? 1, and back down. All about explosiveness, you gotta breathe out. Ready? 2, and then back down. Ready? 3, and back down. 2 more. 4, and back down. And 1 more. Ready? And 5, and back down. Very good. And shake out those legs. So that last one's a tough one. It's a burner. It's all about power and explosiveness. Now let's drop all the way down, guys. We're gonna go for 10 normal push-ups, and then we're gonna go for 5 spider push-ups. So I'll show you guys those in a second. Let's bust out these 10 strong push-ups. Then we change it up. We take it up another level. Ready? Push-up position. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Very good. Okay. Now, to take that up a notch, these are called the spider push-ups. So what you guys are going to do, your goal is to bring your knee to your elbow when you do your push-up. Yes, you heard me correctly. There's a reason we're taking it up a notch, and it's a challenge. So I'm going to face the side for you guys. Here's how it's going to look. You're in your push-up position. As you come down, you're going to need to bring your knee up to the side as high as you can. Okay, so it can't be down close to the ground. You need to bring your knee up to where it's parallel with the floor. Now, as you drop down with your push-up, knee comes to the elbow and then back down. Okay, so you're gonna be switching every time. We're gonna go for 5 of them. So you do your push-up, try to bring your knee to your elbow. If you can't do this one, guys, that's okay. Try it out though. You can set some goals for yourself, and eventually one day you'll be able to do these. Let's go for 5 of them. Ready? Spider push-ups, starting in 3, 2, 1, and let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1 more, 5. Woo! Very good. Those are tough. Good job. All right, now we're gonna go laying on our back, or just sitting on our bum first. So what we're gonna do, our next ab exercise, it's called a thumper special. So you're gonna be laying on your back from here. Then you're gonna bring your knees in close to your chest as you raise your upper body. So you're gonna come up and bring your knees into your chest and then come back down. And then again, come up, knees to chest, and then back down. Okay, now when you're doing that, when we go full speed, don't let your feet touch the ground. You gotta keep your feet off the ground the whole time. We're gonna go for 10 of these and then 5 V-sits. All right, guys, ready? So from here, and getting ready, legs off the ground. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Very good. Now, we're going to take that up a notch. So when you keep your knees bent, it's making it a little bit easier. To make it more challenging, we're going to do a V-sit where you bring your legs all the way up and you keep your legs straight. So you got to try to keep them as straight as possible. Other than that, it's the same thing. So instead of bringing your knees in, you got to bring those feet up. Okay, ready? We're going to go for 5 V-sits. And 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Very good. Okay, everyone, we're gonna go through a quick stretch and then we're gonna get into our review for today. So everyone, separate those legs as big as you can and hands all the way up. Take a deep breath in and reaching down forward all the way up. We're gonna hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Down to your right side for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. To the other side for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're gonna try to spread a little bit more. So one hand in the back, one hand in the front. Lift yourself up, push forward, back down the middle for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Very good. Now we got a couple more stretches. We're gonna go for our pigeon stretch. So if you don't know what that is, what you're gonna be doing, you're gonna cross one leg in front, other leg's gonna be straight back. So from here, you're gonna cross the front leg, other leg's gonna come all the way straight back, hips are square, you're gonna lower your chest down, and you're gonna hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now from here, before we switch, you're gonna try to move your foot up a little bit. Now your knee is not gonna be as close to the ground, but that's okay. We're gonna hold it and stretch in a little bit different way. Hit it from a different spot. Hold it for 3, 2, 1. Very good. Now we're gonna switch to the other side. So we're crossing one leg over, whoop, other leg back, and let's get that chest down for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's add 3 more seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Good. Now adjust that foot. Move that foot up a little bit more. Come back up. Ooh, yeah. And hold that for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and time. Awesome. Okay, everyone standing back up. Very good job. So that's it for our warm-up. We're going to be going over some katas for our review portion of today's class. Okay, advanced belts, now it's time for the review portion of today's class. So we're going to be breaking down our first 3 katas: Teikaku Shodan, Yan Shodan, and Shohai. Now, some of you guys may be like, oh, Sensei, why are we doing our first 3 katas, our beginner katas? Why? Is because even if you are a green belt or a black belt, it is just as important to practice your beginner katas as your advanced katas. When you guys practice your beginner katas, you guys have the chance to develop muscle memory, develop proper technique, because they're simple katas. You're going to develop your good habits by properly doing your basics. And these 3 katas are basic katas. So it's just as important for you guys as it is for a white or yellow belt to practice these katas. And also, it should be a challenge and a goal for you guys to make sure that your beginner katas are done as perfect as possible. So for today's review portion, here's how it's going to work. I'm going to go through each kata slow, focusing on details and explaining things I want you guys to look out for. Then, once I'm done the kata, you're going to pause the video. You're going to do the same thing. You're going to go through the kata nice and slow, focusing on the things that I talked about when I was doing it for you guys. And then you can bust it out fast as well. So again, I'm going to do the kata slowly. I want you guys to watch, make some mental notes of the things that we talked about. Then I want you guys to pause the video, go through it slow on your own, then go through it fast on your own, and see if you guys can get those same technical things when you're going fast as well as when you're going slow. Okay, guys? So we're going to start with our Teikaku Shoden. So first things first, hands and feet together, naming your first kata, Teikaku Shoden, bow, and Hechi. All right, so nice and simple. First things first, we look to our left. We're going to slide in, set up, and step down and low block. We're going to aim our hand up, step forward, and punch to the solar plexus. Now, when you do your turns, you must look before you start your turn, not after. So look, then slide in and set those hands up. Your feet come nice and close. Then you step and you block. So make sure that you're keeping your feet close together when you're doing your turn. Then hands come up, step forward, and punch. And now again, we're turning. So we look. We slide in, set up, hands come in front, step down, and block. Aim, step forward, punch, 1. Step forward, punch, 2. Step forward, punch, 3 with that ki. Now this is the big turn, which means we need to look twice. We peek over our right, we spot the target, we look over our left as we turn, feet come together, hands are ready for that block, step down and block. Then we're going to step and punch forward. Now we're going to turn again. We look, come in, set up, step down, block. We're going to aim up, step forward, punch. Looking to your left. Hands and feet come nice and close, and then step down, block. Step forward, punch. Step forward, punch. And one more punch. Now that's that big turn again. So we look once, look twice. Bring those feet in nice and tight. Step and block. Step and punch. Look, set up, block, and step forward and punch. And then back to head street. So now I want you guys to go over that nice and slow. Here are the 3 things I want you guys to focus on. 1 is looking before you're turning. Every time you turn, you need to look before. On the big turns where the key eye is, you got to look twice, okay? Second thing you guys need to look out for is making sure that you're doing a proper setup. This is not proper. This is not proper, okay? It needs to be palm to ear, elbows nice and close, coming down for your low block. And then third and final, I want you guys to focus on your spin. So when you're doing your turn, to keep your feet in close and place your foot down, don't swing your leg. You need to know where you're stepping. So you're not guessing, you're stepping. Yes, sensei? Beautiful. Okay, pause the video, come back and try that one out after. All right. Okay, now moving on to kata number 2, Yan Shoden. Very similar, couple key differences, but we'll get it going. Ready? So from hands and feet together. Yan Shoden, bow, and head street. All right, so we're looking left, just getting set up, step down, block. Step forward and punch. Now again, we're looking, coming in tight, setting up, stepping down, block. Now here's our first difference. Front foot is going to slide into a cat stance. Make sure most of that weight's on that back leg. Heel is up. Left hand is straight out, right hand's over top. Palm is facing the outside because we're going to step down back stance. Hammer fist coming down. Make sure this part of the arm is parallel to the floor. This, no good. This, no good. Right here, okay? Then, extend the hand out, step forward, and punch. Very good. Now, look to your left, slide in, set up, and down. Now, Yan Shoden, we do our face block, so hand comes up. Make sure you're crossing in front. And block. 1, cross in front, 2, cross in front, 3 with that key eye. Now same thing, big turn, we look twice. Peek 1, look 2, set up, and block. Then we're going to step forward and punch. Then we're going to turn, get set up properly, step down, block, step forward, punch, look, coming in, set up, block, step forward, punch, 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 and now here comes the last 4 moves. We look once, look twice. Now, you're going to turn and get set up into a proper cat stance. Your foot needs to be on the ball of the foot in nice and tight. You got to show the cat stance before you show the back stance. Then from here, we're aiming out to a 45. Coming in and down. We look, we spot our target. Slide in, set up, cat stance. Step down, shuto. Aim in and down for that last shuto, and then back up. So, couple differences. You have your hammer fist, your face blocks, and your shutos. Same thing as before with Teikoku Shoden. You got to watch your turns, your looks, your proper setup, but there's a lot of cat stances in this, so you got to make sure when you slide in for hammer fist, it's a good cat stance. Get low in that cat stance, get that heel up. When you're doing your shutos, you got to make sure you're going on a 45 for that second shuto, the second and fourth shuto. Okay, so a couple more key differences that you guys got to think about. So again, pause the video, take your time, go through that kata, be strict on yourselves, go over it with perfect technique, then try it out fast, and then come back for the last kata. Okay, now, we're going to go for kata number 3, show high. So everyone hands and feet together. Name your kata. Show high. Bow, and head street. Okay, so we're stepping down into a kibaidachi stance. So we're sliding in, stepping down, trap in front. Make sure it's not in front of your face, it's above. We take a deep breath in, breathing out. Dynamic tension, so deep in through the nose, out through the mouth. Everything is tight, nice and strong. Now hit, we look left, we breathe in, and out. All the way out. Now from this position, hand's going to come out. You're going to slide in. Notice how I was staying low. So you don't come up, you stay low. Step down, punch to the solar plexus. Now watch my head height. We stay low through every transition. Look left, slide in, step down, punch. Look left again, slide in, step down, punch. All in Kibarachi. And look left one more time. Now notice what I do with the straight arm. It's coming across, down, and punch. So we're leaving the hand out for a reason. You're blocking and then striking. Okay, now keep it going. You're gonna look. This right leg is gonna slide into a hook stance, or step into a hook stance. This hand's gonna come across. Other hand comes on top. Back fist right to the nose. From here, thrust front kick, which means you gotta push your hips forward. So when you're doing that, drive the hips, land front stance, punch face, punch chest. Very good. We look over the left. This foot comes all the way through hook stance. So you gotta make sure your front foot's turned, other heel is up, and strike nice and strong. Again, to the nose. Thrust front kick, driving the hips forward. Notice how that hand didn't move. Punch face, punch chest. Now we come up, we're blocking. So it's two blocks. You're blocking your knee and then doing your low block. Now it's a thrust side kick. So you're gonna look, rechamber your hands, and then pivot that back foot. So from here, it's look, rechamber, pivot, rechamber, X block high, down nice and slow, dynamic tension again. And then we come up, and then pivot, back, X block, and down slow. From here, I'm gonna move up just a little. Now you're gonna turn over your right shoulder, so looking over the right, sliding in first. So big mistake that I see a lot, people swing the leg. No swinging, we come in, set up, down, and then punch, punch, and we ki on that back fist. Look over your right, watch my feet. They come in, set up, down, ki, punch, punch, and my left leg comes up to Hechi. All right, so with Shohai, completely different than your first two katas, part of a different kata family. So a few things there that you guys can focus on. One, especially in that first sequence, is keeping your head level. So you don't want to come up, you don't want to come down. Now in this kata, you also have hook stances. So with your hook stances, when you do that, you got that front foot turned, that other heel is up, and you're keeping your knees nice and close together. All right, so it's a short, close stance. And finally, we have those thrust kicks. So a thrust kick is when you're driving your hips into your kick to get more power. Okay, guys, so as you guys can see, even your first three beginner katas have a lot of details. So it's very important to break them down, go over it piece by piece, and focus on those little details. So very good job with the Shohai. Remember to pause it, try it out slow, and then come back for your technical portion of today's class. Okay, for today's technical portion of the class, we're going to go over some thrust kicks, and I'm going to invite Sensei Cody. Whoa! Quite the entrance, Sensei. Very nice. Okay, guys, so we just went over those three katas, Teikaku Shodan, Yan Shodan, and Shohai. In Shohai, you have your first two thrust kicks in your katas, so that thrust side kick. Moving up, you guys are advanced belts. Many katas have thrust kicks. Thrust kicks are crucial to develop proper technique for, because your thrust kicks are the kicks that have that extra power, that have that extra flash of a solid technique. When you can stick out that kick, you're demonstrating your control, your power, and your technique. But thrust kicks, the main goal is to get as much power as possible by driving your hips into it. So for today, we're going to cover our thrust front kick and our thrust side kick. Now, we're going to do a couple drills where we're going to need a little target area. So I'm going to demonstrate the kicks first, break it down, then I'll explain the drill after. So let's all get into our guard stance, please. We're going to go left side forward, guard stance. All right, now, like I was saying, thrust kicks, it's all in the hips, okay? So when you do a snap kick, your hips aren't really moving, you're snapping that leg. For speed, that is great for a close range. Now, when you're trying to strike someone from a longer distance, from a far range, you got to get a little bit more reach. So by doing that, you're pushing your hips forward to get those extra few inches, driving all the way forward and back, okay? So one more time, it looks like this. You pick up that knee, you're going to push your hips forward, drive forward and back. So me and Sensei Cody are going to demonstrate three for you guys. You guys can try it out, or you can just watch and observe. We'll be breaking it down in the drill in a second. So let's go for three thrust front kicks. Sensei, ready? 1, 2, 3. Beautiful. Okay, so if you notice, we were driving those hips in, and we stick out that kick for a split second, okay? So when you're doing a snap kick, you're kicking out and bringing it back as fast as possible. When you're doing a thrust kick, you're showing off that control and power by leaving it out there for a split second and bringing it back without letting your foot drop, okay? So now, we're gonna go into this drill. When you're doing this drill, if you have a training partner, so if you have a brother or a sister or mom or dad who are in karate who wanna help you out, fantastic. If you do not have a training partner, you're gonna need to find a spot on a wall where you can put some tape on there, but make sure you're using the right tape. Do not put any duct tape on that wall. I would double check with your parents if they have any like painter's tape or anything that you can put on the wall that will be non-marking. And parents, don't worry, they won't be hitting the wall. They're gonna be using it as a guide, okay? So again, number one, best option, if you have a partner, use a partner. Number two, if you have a pad or a kick shield or something at home, you can use that as well. Or you can make a little X on a wall that's gonna be about solar plexus height for you guys, and that is gonna be your target. So here's the drill. Sensei Cody and I are gonna demonstrate it, and then we'll all do it together. So if you don't have that target set up, pause the video and then come back when you do. Okay, so Sensei Cody's gonna be right in front of me, right over here. Now Sensei's gonna be standing with his hands right behind his back because he trusts me a lot, right, Sensei?
Yes, Sensei.
All right, now those thrust front kicks, your target is the solar plexus, which is right down in the middle. So we're gonna be going for 10 and 10 on both sides, and now thrust kicks typically come from a front stance or just a traditional stance. So we're all gonna be getting into our front stance. Our hands are going to be up. Now your first one, you do not go full speed. You need to judge your distance. Whether you're doing it with your partner or near the wall, you need to judge your distance first. So first one, slow, making sure that when I drive forward, I'm getting as close as I can while bringing it back without letting that foot drop. And I am not supposed to be touching him. So ideally, the closest to your partner or to that wall without touching is the best. You're showing the best control. If you are not confident with that, that is more than okay. You take a few steps back until you develop those skills. So the drill is this. Your target or your partner, they're standing still. You're going to be visualizing that area you're trying to strike, which is the solar plexus. You're going to think about driving your hips forward, leaving your kick out there for a split second without letting it drop. If you let it drop, you're showing you do not have enough power to kick through your partner. So thrust kicks create a lot more power, and that's why we're holding it out for a split second to demonstrate that power. But if you can't hold it out, it means you don't have enough power to kick through your opponent. Your power is going to drop midway through your kick, which is not good. So hips go forward, hold that kick for a split second without dropping it, and then bring it all the way back into a good front stance. So it'll look like this. From here, I'm going to go all the way out, bring it back, and then drop it down. Okay, now, so Sensei Cody is going to do this one with you guys. He's going to go for 10 per side on my count. You guys can follow my count as well. All right, so Sensei Cody's going to get into his front stance for me, please. Now my hands are going to be behind my back. Sensei Cody has his hands up in his guard. So again, we're going to go for 10 per side, aiming to the solar plexus. Sensei, you ready?
Yes, Sensei.
Now, if you have a partner, tell your partner to be focused, to be prepared. If worst case scenario, keep those tummy muscles just nice and tight, but we should be all good. All right, ready? Should be. 1. Ooh, that was pretty good. 2. 3. Now, if you notice, Sensei Cody's eyes stay on the target and they're not leaving that spot. 4. Driving those hips. 5. All while keeping those hands up. 6. 7. 8. 9. And 10. Beautiful. And we're going to switch to the other side now. So he comes back and steps down and hands come back up. So same thing, other side. Thrust front kick. 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. 5 more. 6. 7. 8. 9. And 10. Beautiful. Feet together. Yeah. Us. Okay, so that was your front kick round. Thrust front kick, just to recap, driving the knee up in front, pushing those hips forward, hitting with the ball of the foot, keeping it out there for a split second without letting your foot drop. Now we're going to move on to a thrust side kick. We're going to be doing this from a front stance, and it's going to be a rear leg thrust side kick. So this one's going to be a little more challenging. Now this one you need to incorporate your pivot. Okay, so from here, let's just go our left leg forward this way. Okay, so from here, we're going to have our hands up. So Sensei Cody and I are going to demonstrate 3 of them. I want you guys to watch our front foot. Watch how we bring our knee all the way across before we throw the kick, and then keep in mind how long we keep it out for and how hard we stick that kick. So we're going to go for 3 of them, Sensei. Ready? 1, 2, 3. All right, so again, now watch me real close, guys. When you do this one, you're bringing your knee up straight first, okay? When you go to your side kick chamber, you pivot that foot. Then you're going to throw your kick. So from here, you bring it up, pivot, and then drive the heel in and bring it back. So your pivot is when you're turning your hips into your kick. That's where that power comes from. That's where that extra reach comes from. So again, focus on the same details as the front kick, but now we add the pivot and the rotation. All right, guys, let's do it. So let's get set up with your partners. So for this one, you're going to need to start a little further away, okay? We're going to aim around the hip area. Oh, I'm going to stand sideways for this one, Sensei. Yes. All right, so ready? 1. Good control. Now, your re-chamber needs to be just as clean as your initial chamber. That's where the control comes into. 2. Perfect. 3. Lock out that leg at the end. 4. Hitting with the blade and the heel. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. And one more. 10. And let's switch to the other side. All right, ready? 1. 2. 3. Staying focused the whole time. 4. 5. 5 more. 6. 7. 8. 9. And with a key eye, 10. Ooh, he's going head high on that last one. Ooh, very good, Sensei. Okay, so thrust kicks, like I was mentioning before, okay, the higher you get in your belt levels and ranks, the more and more you're going to see thrust kicks. Thrust kicks are more challenging than snap kicks because they require more strength, more control, and just overall better technique because you got to incorporate your pivot. You got to hold it out for that split second. But thrust kicks is where you're going to get all of that power. All right, so again, very good job. This is a great drill that you guys can practice at any time. Just make sure, if you haven't done it yet, keep in mind if you are using a wall to make sure you're using the proper piece of tape to set your target. Run it by your parents first and do not hit the wall. All right, hands and feet together, guys, and bow.
All right, so kneel down with us, guys, for our mat chat. The word of the week is perseverance. Now, what is perseverance? Well, it's relentless spirit. It's the art of never giving up, right? Now, we're going to relate it to karate, as we're kind of into karate, right, as you know. But we're going to relate it to karate, thinking about your black belt, okay, as the long road to that big goal. So along that road, there's going to be obstacles. There's going to be times that it gets tough. That maybe in your training, you feel like there's a move that's too hard to understand or too hard to get, you know, but you need to get that thing to move to the next belt, right? And to move up through those ranks so that you eventually get up to your black belt, right? Now, a lot of people, they have that one big goal as black belt as that finish, but we must persevere through black belt and keep bettering ourselves, right? That's where the real gains start getting made as well. But when you guys are working towards those goals and you have something that's really hard, okay, an obstacle in the way, right? That's the time that you're gonna have to push harder and to put in more effort to really understand that piece and actually get by it, right? And to overcome that obstacle. Now, if you find that something's getting tough and you just give up, right? Then all of that work that you were going for is lost. But more importantly, all that work that you would have bettered yourself to get to that main goal is lost, right? You've just taken it away from yourself. Now, there's something to be said about people that are naturally talented and working towards something. You know, they will have a time where they have to persevere as well. I know for me, when I was working as a kid, there were some people that were a lot better than me, right? Now, that didn't stop me. Some people would make that would be a reason to go, you know what, that's tough, I'm not gonna do it. It seems like it's coming easy for them, must be hard, I'm out, right? But I wanted to be better than that, and I wanted to be, my goal was to be a black belt and to keep going. So it was one of those things where, as they maybe were natural at it, and I was working at it, eventually, the hard workers will come up and maybe even surpass some of those guys, because they haven't had the practice of overcoming their obstacles. Right? And this is why when you have something that's tough, it's so important to persevere through it, because that's what's going to make you better, not just for that short time, but for that long-term goal. So keep working at things. If things are tough, find an answer, find a way to push yourself through it, and your accomplishments will become great. All right, guys, hands on your knees, back straight, chin up, eyes closed. Take a breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. And while you guys are doing this, I want you to think about something in the past that has been hard for you, but that you persevered through, and then take that thought and that feeling and set it forward for your next goal. Take a breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. Eyes open and bow.